Muted right now. Okay, so we are ready to go. CRM is now out. So here goes Salesforce. Unfortunately, my trade ideas login is not working over here. So there it goes. Big time move to the downside right now for Salesforce as we continue to make lows here on CRM. Now getting into 280, 286, 287 and change. CRM right now pulling back into the 50-period moving average here on the daily. It's not looking like it's going to be a good one right now for CRM. And again, unfortunately, guys, we're a little bit beside it right here. Trying to find out what some of these releases are. On Benzinga right now, I am seeing nothing about Salesforce. So unfortunately, this is not working out right now, but we'll get the numbers when they do come through on Benzinga. Right now, we do have Paramount coming out. PARA is also out. This is going to be frustrating here today, but we'll do our best as we work through this. Para, load chart, please. Para, nice downside move, 1070. We'll see about this one. Obviously been really beat up right now, making that move back in. It looks like WW, formerly Weight Watchers, making a move as well here as this is pushing. Again, I have to wait for these charts to load up to see what's going on. There it is, down to 1080 right now for WW. Looks like there. Here's Salesforce right now. Revenue, 37.7 versus 38, versus 38.6. to go there on Salesforce. Salesforce with a nice move to the downside. WW still making those moves back in as well. Salesforce really getting hit now. So I'm not sure. This guide doesn't seem that bad. Forward 25 revenue, 37, oh yeah, sorry, it is bad. 37.7 to 38 versus 38.62. So we talked about Salesforce here today. A little bit of a different move here on CRM. A lot of these big tech names have gone the other way. Looks like Salesforce going downside right now. We have Okta, again, a big data name, OKTA, coming through for Okta right now. We might as well get Chris Brecher as soon as possible because this is not going to be good for me here. All right, so it looks like Okta will also beat right now to the upside. Okta right now, EPS of 63 cents, beating 51 cents right now for Okta. So that's a nice move up. Huge move up to 108 right now through now. So Okta on a daily chart here, taking out some of these highs on Okta. Let's see where we go. We're going to have to wait to see what some of these weekly numbers look like. But there it is, Okta taking out $91 and still going higher. We're going to try to bring you as many possible news as possible. Weight Watchers here, director Oprah Winfrey, not coming back, I guess, as director right now. Does not want to stand for re-election here on Whiskey WW here. So they're making a move to the downside. You've seen this name's gotten really beat up anyways, but now you lose Oprah. That's not good. So we'll have to see what's happening right there with that as we fly through on that one right now. Salesforce, again, continuing to be a little sour. Let's just search it on Benzinga right here. A lot of stuff flying in right now. Okay, so adjusted, we've talked about that, 968. So this is actually pretty good. This just came in on Salesforce. It looks like a better EPS is what they're looking for. So yeah, a little bit of a bounce back. I might buy Salesforce right now on these dips. Forward adjusted EPS 968 to 976 versus 957. That's a better EPS number on the forward year guide. So that's good. I don't know why they're adjusting this number for revenue. Looks like it's going to be a cost-cutting story. And you guys know that we like cost-cutting stories here, especially on these tech names. How could they have lower revenue but expecting a better beat on the EPS? I'm stamping that. That 680 or 280 was a buy on Salesforce, a nice move back in for CRM. You can see we almost pull back into the 50 period there on CRM. So that flew in there, nicely done there on Salesforce if you had that to come through right now. Snowflake is out. So, you know, let it snow, says shareholders. Let's see if they're happy with this report, though. Salesforce, down 20% right now. So we'll hit a fail on that one. We're standing up here today, so we got to maybe adjust said camera right there. But it is what it is for now. I'll probably sit down in a minute. All right, we'll sit down in a minute. All right, so Snowflake right now, nice downside move here. EPS 35 cents beating. Let's go over to the screen right now because then I can sort of show this. Snowflake right now beating 35 cents. Here, yeah, keep it like that. I'll just get on this chair and see if it settles. Oh, you know why? Sharif pushed the thing all the way. Man, I hate these chairs, honestly. There may be strike upcoming here very soon. Okay, Snowflake, nice downside move into 180. Wow, we are really getting tanked here. We're not getting tanked. Snowflake is getting tanked down to the downside right now. What is wrong? Is 35-cent beat versus 18. Sales looks like they beat as well. It has to be the guide. Down goes Snowflake. Please do not tell me that Mr. Alex Karp and company is also getting hit on this. It wouldn't be a surprise to me if Palantir gets hit here, but it's not. So Palantir holding fort. It looks like this is I'm not into Snowflake. I was into Snowflake once and sold out and went into Palantir. It was just too much, too many sort of high-flying growth names, but it looks like this is a big disappointment here for Snowflake, really pushing down. Uh-oh, Mr. Chris Brecher, we have a trade possibility here coming through again. This is your 200-period moving average on Snowflake, down here at 175. We absolutely nailed Pan W down there. We recently bought more at 273 down on Pan. It's up to 313. That was a dip into the 200 period as well. Wow, what an interesting day. I apologize today. We're having some issues with not yet, it's not Trade Talk yet. I'm gonna call Chris in 1 minute. I am having some problems logging into my Trade Ideas account. So normally we'd have the rundown beside us, but the one thing I do want to talk about quickly is Bitcoin before we go over to Chris, because Bitcoin today, man, what a ride that it had. I mean, right now you're starting to break lower here. We were short Coinbase, okay? I love that trade. We talked about that. We took $9 on that yesterday. But for right now, it looks like it's not having, I was going to say it's having a problem holding 60, but we're right at 60 now, so I don't want to misreport. Looks like we're trying to head to the downside right now. Let's go over to a 1-minute chart here. Let's blow this up a little bit so we can see this a little bit better for us all. There it is right now, trying to break back down through. We did short Coinbase there today into the close, and I covered right before I came over here. I said, why don't we hold? Arg, OB. Why don't we hold there? Look at Coinbase spitting in. Now 199 filling upside now, downside for Coinbase. Couple good shorts, couple longs. We flipped over into the short. There goes Coinbase. Wish we would have held on to that one. The other long that we had right at the end of the day, of course, was Tesla. Good trade here. We were taking it off of that 201. Wow, Salesforce, I'm hearing in my ear, continuing to fall down. Yeah, there it is, not holding 280. All right, if he's ready, so am I. Yeah. It's Chris Brecher, it's Trader Talk. Where are we? I can now, Chris. Welcome to the big show. You're on the market recap show with Shawn Catena and Chris Brecher. It doesn't get much more exciting than that. How are you today, Chris?
I'm doing fine. Still recovering from the Las Vegas money show. Not because we were crazy, but like pot's illegal there. So it's just I got on the plane.
Okay.
And like everybody was staring at me and I had no idea why until I came home and hugged my wife. She's like, what the hell? So it was pretty funny.
Don't visit up here in Canada. We've had marijuana legal here for 5 or 6 years. You may not be standing, but okay. Yeah, it's funny when the legal stuff tends to be a little better than the stuff you get on the street, but not from my own experiences, of course. But welcome, Chris Brecher. Hey, what was your favorite game to play there? Are you a guy, a little craps table, little blackjack? What's going on in Vegas in your side?
Well. We had another poker tournament. So the first 2 simpler trading poker tournaments I won.
What?
And then we had another one this time that I came in like 7th. But they had where I just didn't have a chance. But I was there for a long time. But they kept raising this blind thing, they call it.
Yep.
And it was where it was like more than what I had left. And I had terrible cards. The only reason I stayed in is I won once with 3 threes and once with 2 sevens. So I had just terrible cards the whole night. So I was thrilled. I still came in 7th.
Just really quickly here, Chris, I'm seeing a note here that Salesforce right now initiating a quarterly dividend. Bang.
Wow.
So there it is, man. It's its first dividend ever. Right now for Salesforce, we're getting a little bit of a bounce. I would be buying this dip right here on CRM. Again, I feel like this is an opportunity here. If you're not in the name, it's only down 5 points here on CRM. A lot of love for you in the chat, of course, as we go. And I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the chat as well. You see anything here on Salesforce, Chris? I know you have Snowflake loaded up. Do you want to go right over to Snowflake? Because they had a miss as well, I believe, pushing down now 20% for Snowflake and looking lower right now, not holding at all. Snowflake down now, Chris, down 25 points and still going lower. It's at my magical 200-day here, but we got to find out more. I like CRM better than Snowflake. What are you seeing on Snowflake, Chris? We'll share your screen.
Well, the first thing I'm seeing is the stocks in this kind of group, this software kind of thing, that have rallied into earnings are getting hit today. So Salesforce and Snow. On the other hand, OKTA that's gotten nailed is going nuts on the upside, up 20%. That's the only thing I'm seeing is the ones that didn't have a high bar are the ones going up.
That's the problem here is that I feel like into this earnings season, we had Beyond Meat yesterday up, well, this morning was up 60%. It faded back a little bit. Some of these names that are beat up, they just give you one good report. They talk about maybe cutting some costs and so on and so forth. The next thing you know, us shareholders are willing to give them a break, especially if it's a short float. You could see these names really pop up. We had a good example today. Let me just double check what Beyond Meat wound up here, Chris, today, because wow, okay, it even got killed even more right now. Wow, I didn't realize Beyond Meat took 10 at the end of the day. This name getting absolutely crushed back in on the rest of the day. We were up here today, Chris, 1250 to start the day, now down into 960, down now. Beyond Meat is not right. It's not up 72%, but a big move down for Beyond Meat. It gave everything back right there today. Anything you're seeing there on Beyond Meat as I see you got your charts going up there? What is that line right there at 984? Let's flip over to Chris.
That's that ATR trailing stop I love using. Right. I don't really use it for like when earnings come out, but it's a nice thing to stay in the correct direction in these wild stocks like NVIDIA, and it's really helped. I thought you were going to say something like the longs got ground up in Beyond Meat on the close, but I was just waiting for you to say that, but...
no, you got it there, man. That's you, Chris. Hey, Chris, you looking for a job? We like to have those things, nice little sayings around here. Right there, but yeah, ground beef and ground up earnings from Beyond Meat. Okay, look, the floor's yours, really. I mean, let's just go over quickly because you're here a little bit early, so let me just look over it. I know you got to go, so we'll plug that in a couple minutes. Just real quickly here. CRM, nice downside move into 280. I think it's a buy down here. See you, Dara. Quarterly dividend introduced here for CRM. I'm going to stamp this a buy. Snowflake, nice downside move here into 177. I'm going to make a hold on this, potentially a buy down at the 200 period. I like that. AMC, hey, everyone's favorite movie theater. Chris, when's the last time you went to a theater, my guy?
What kind of theater? No, all kidding aside, I haven't been to a theater. I hate the idea of spending like 60 or 70 bucks, paying 18 bucks for popcorn.
Yeah.
I'd rather I haven't been to a theater, since before COVID.
Yeah, and that's when AMC was sort of going nuts there, and we have that big meme stock rally. AMC, I'm not seeing them out yet, but that's another earnings call right now. Okay, what do you want to talk about? First of all, where are you headed? I got to let you go pretty soon. What are you up to today at Simpler Trading?
Oh, we have a monthly trader call for the yearly subscribers.
Okay,
so just talking about the outlook. But I thought, number one, of the stocks you were talking about, you got to give props to yourself about PANW. I mean, my goodness, that was a great call. In fact, didn't I email you about that?
Yeah, you did. You said thank you so much for that. And we also had that 235 bottom. I appreciate all those kind words. But real quickly right here, Mara is now out. So Mara, just a nice little move upside here into 31 bucks right now. But we did flush a little bit on Mara. Unfortunately, on Benzinga here, I don't see the Mara report, and I'm not going to sit here and give you guys numbers if I don't see them yet. But Mara's out. Mara just touched $28 to the downside there as this Bitcoin miner continues to dance a little bit with a 20% short float. That is MARA. AMC, people saying it's out, but if it's out, it's not moving around. Yeah, good call there on PanW. You're right about that. I just like the name, Chris. I really like cybersecurity. I think it's one of the strongest names out there. I like buying them. I've been buying this name for a very long time. You know, we bought some at 235. We just bought some more right now at 275. You like PanW down here or what?
In here, I'm having a tough time. I want to see after a sell-off of the NASDAQ, let's say tomorrow, and I'll show you real quick why I think we're selling off.
Okay.
But I like that you were buying it after the first consolidation right here.
Right.
Right when you had that, so you knew the direction had changed because you didn't know if it was going to 150. That was a great buy on your part, buying it on that break. There's a number of stocks that have that kind of rectangle that have been working. So one of them was XBI.
Yep.
That had that daily rectangle and waiting for that break above it. And so that's been one thing that's worked really well. But I thought real quick I'd tell you why I think we're going down tomorrow.
Are you talking about the overall market or you're just talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
The overall market.
Yep, I'm here for that.
Okay. Well, the thing is that, you know, and I know I've mentioned this before, I think probably ad nauseum, probably most have fallen asleep from it. But basically, the 50-50 funds rebalance at the end of every month. So they're half stock, half bonds. The thing is, though, is that usually it's not that much of a divergence with bonds.
Okay.
Just isn't that much. This time it is, where you've had this massive rally up here. This is right here, February 1st, and you've had the massive sell-off of the bond.
I see. So
the fund managers need to sell stocks and buy bonds.
Okay.
The bond market's gigantic, so the bonds don't have to go up, but the stocks, they can go down. But then you think about it, what are the fund managers loaded with? They're loaded with the big seven. So that's why today, I think you saw the big seven, or now let's say it's the big five, act the worst. And that's why you saw NVIDIA down 10, you saw SMCI down 34, and so on.
Wait a minute.
And
when we're talking about,
going to continue.
I think it could continue as well. But when we're talking about SMCI down $34, that's like someone sneezed and just hit the buy key instead of the sell key. And the next thing you know, you're moving that stock $30. So I don't think we really got the pullback at all yet, Chris. I think there's disaster potentially if NVIDIA loses that 750 and if we start to go down. And we've talked about, I know you're sort of, you look at some of the transports and the bonds. I was talking about the semis, the SMH kind of leading the way. I'm a little bit nervous about some of these tops. And we've been shorting. You see that 174 level on Amazon? I had 125 trades on Amazon alone today. We shorted 174 numerous times all day, every day on that Amazon, and that was a pretty good trade coming back in. So I like your call on a short market heading into the next couple of days. How often do they rebalance that 50-50 bond to stock portfolio there?
Well, there's three big rebalances. There's the one at the end of the month that can be 60-40 funds or 50-50 funds. And like you mentioned, I think it's the outperformers, the Amazons, the NVIDIAs. They're the ones that AMD that are going to be for sale, which they were today. But the 50-50 funds, usually the end of the month, some of them the end of the quarter. And then you have the big rebalance the third Friday of every quarter. So March, June, and so on. The triple witching is also the day of the S&P has a rebalance based on capitalization and buybacks and splits. So those are the big three rebalances I watch. And I'm telling you, this rebalance thing I'm talking about today, it's not every month because most of the time it's not that much of a disparity. This time it's gigantic.
Got it.
And that's why I'm bringing it up. The other thing I thought I'd bring up is that bull flag in the S&P and the NASDAQ is less likely to work if you have a big rebalance at the end of the month. Maybe next month, but for now, this is less likely to break up. At least that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. We do have MSCI rebalancing coming tomorrow as well. So there's some big events there that are going to hit some of these equities. And I would think that a rebalance is going to happen across many of these names, especially the big cap ones as well. So, okay. Yeah, thank you for hopping on early. I mean, that's the show. If there's anything else you want to talk about, I want everyone to go over to Simpler Trading, find you guys. Nice meeting tonight for the annual members. And hey, maybe next time if you need a special guest in that meeting, you can invite yours truly. Thank you for sharing some of your experiences in Vegas. What hotel were you guys at now that you're not there? Not everyone.
The Paris Las Vegas.
Ooh, how was that?
It was okay. Let's just put it this way: when you talk about expensive, they have a Martha Stewart restaurant. It was a $112 price fix menu, and the entree was a half a baked chicken.
Half a baked. Okay, well, we have chicken dinner winners all the time here, so hopefully that was okay for you. Hey, I thought when I was at Paris, is there a really nice steakhouse there? Because
Yeah.
Okay, I've ate there before, and you're right. You know what? Nothing is cheap anymore, man. I mean, even we were talking about this at McDonald's. I think it's $18.99 or something for a Big Mac meal these days. Not that we're having too many Big Macs. But thank you for coming back one more time here again, Chris. You're always welcome on the show. Good luck with the call tonight. It's Chris Brecher from Simpler Trading.
Thanks for having me on early. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, my guy. That's Chris. Thank you so much. Hi. Okay, there we go, man. Thank you so much to Chris again for coming through. Look, we just had a big time movement in some of these names today. Let's just check on an AMC as well. Look at this. This is coming out right now on AMC. Let me find out exactly the details here by typing in AMC. You know, Chris doesn't go to any theaters, but that's okay. Doesn't mean that other people do not. I actually have a Cineplex yearly membership where I think it's like $100 a year. They send you 1 or 2 movie tickets a month. I take my kids. They like going. I still like going to the theater despite, you know, being able to watch all this kind of stuff at home. All right, so here we go. AMC right now. Fourth quarter full year results, good. Here it is right now. Adjusted EPS of 54 cents minus, beating -70, so a beat there. And then GAAP revenues 110, beating 105. So the numbers that I'm getting are fine. There's going to be a recap here that we could probably go through. I'm going to try to look at looking forward. So right now, you guys can go find the real numbers that are out there right now. Thank you to Benzinga for that one. But we're not seeing any forward guides. Nice move back into $4. We can see if there's going to be a hold here on... Again, remember we had the split, so that's why you get that huge move up. Basically from $1 up to 20 to 1, and then now falling back in and trying to hold out here in and around 4 for a bottom on, I almost said AMC right now with the nice move down in. I'm getting a little bit antsy because I wonder about this Snowflake and a potential buy down here into this area for Snow. Again, nice numbers, but again, not a great guide as we look at 177 down into the 200 period right there. That was been pretty good coming through for Snowflake. I see some people talking in the chat as we have it right here. I'm covering it up right now, but I would say be very, very careful using stop orders in the after hours for the word of slippage. And what that means is that we're going to look at Mara here, which you shouldn't have too much slippage, but let's look at this as there's a lot of names here for Mara. A lot of traders looking at Mara today. Nice move down to 28. Let's find out what Benzinga has to say about Mara, M-A-R-A here. All right, so again, I don't see the earnings report here, unfortunately, but it would be out. All right, this is functionality of their Enduro, so that's not it right now. But obviously, Mara has come out. Nice flush down into $28. Again, I would always just say watch out for Coinbase, which we were short and long today into 199, and then just watch out. Bitcoin again right now holding nicely. We talked about this during the show. Bitcoin holding that 60,000. We called this up. We looked at it. It's been basically barcoding in and around 61 to 60. We just held 59.8. I'm a buyer on this dip. So we had a pretty aggressive move down. Coinbase claiming that, I mean, look at this ramp up. There's no surprise. I mean, Bitcoin went from 62.5 up to 64. So it basically ramped up from 1150, that's 61,000. We ramped all the way up in about About 15 minutes, we went up about 4 grand there. It's no surprise that a lot of these ETFs, right? IBIT, anything that's doing volume, they probably all had record volume today. Don't quote me on that, but it wouldn't be surprised. 95 million shares. Sheesh, man. These guys, man, iShares, we can buy stock, actually. I'm not sure in iShares, but we can buy stock in NASDAQ and in some of these exchanges that are now going to be getting a percentage in all of this. ARKB, another name, ARKB. I believe that's on the Amex. So again, 7 million shares flowing into this name today. GBTC, again, 34 million coming into GBTC today. The inflows are real, and it wouldn't be a surprise to me that a name like Coinbase, again here today, falls off and does have some communication problems, can't handle the volume. Most of these Bitcoin ETFs, I got to say, wow, I'm running out of water here. Most of them were using Coinbase. So as we start to go in here and say, oh my God, Bitcoin's ripping, I went into IBIT and bought some. So they got to flip that over into Coinbase. So you got to watch out. We could have some more issues there. We did have a report coming through from Citron that Adara dropped to us, and that report's basically simply stated that with Bitcoin surge today and Coinbase having issues, the trade may actually be a hedge, where you go short Coinbase, long Bitcoin. Interesting. So I thought that was a little bit of a call there, as Bitcoin really, I feel like since we've had these ETFs introduced, it's really been sort of a blessing in disguise to show legitimacy for BTC and whatnot. Okay, what did I tweet out today? Pardon? No, I don't believe there's options yet on the ETFs. You guys can go in there and tell me if I'm wrong or not. There may be on GBTC. I'll send that up. A good question from Fabian coming through right here. So this is pretty interesting, and this is that crash that we just talked about. Coinbase crash just erased 100 billion in market cap in Bitcoin in 15 minutes. So that it just goes back to that same point. So here it is right now. Falls nearly 9% in 15 minutes, which is about 100 billion. Like, we don't even have companies, all these companies that we're talking about reporting today, although Salesforce is 300 billion, 100 billion in 9 minutes really shows sort of the vulnerabilities in BTC. But again, I'm not worried too much about it. The trade of the day for me is going to be Alibaba. We'll talk about that. Sticky note was really hot fire. I thought this was pretty funny. Shout out to Fabian. Take my face off if you can, Fabian, right there, and just show this if you can, the screen. I think this is pretty funny right now, just overlooking what we're talking about. Chrome tab scary. We talked about that with some of that. So again, a pretty good day here. We didn't get away. Let me talk about Alibaba quickly. The sticky note today, some of the trades that we had mentioned, Alibaba short, we didn't get to 77, but again, a big shout out to my good friend Brian Shannon, because without him, I wouldn't have thought about trades like this. I mean, look, I shouldn't say without him, man. We guide ourselves over here. We've been using VWAP forever. We have a VWAP. One of our very first educational videos was about VWAP. But look at this Alibaba. So it tanks off the open. We missed this trade. We wrote down 77 here on the sticky note as the short idea. But instead, we play the gap, wait for VWAP. And that came right into play right here at 75.50. We shorted it end of the day. It's about $1 worth of a trade. I really like that trade into that. That's my biggest trade of the day was that. And then again, our second trade of the day was short Amazon, 174. I mean, this is my number one P&L name. I want to thank everybody for staying with me, man. Traders stay late. We're going to do roll call in 1 second. Over 3,100 of you are still here. I appreciate that, man. Look what we did for Amazon today. Over 192 fills, something like that. Not that many. Maybe 129 fills. Good shorts into Amazon, printing at the end of the day. What the hell happened to Amazon at the end of the day? Oh my. I mean, we have to be short at the end of every day, or be flat, sorry, be short at the end of the day, that'd be nice. But what happened to Amazon there? Wow, completely fell out. These 174 shorts are even more tradable right now. It's roll call. Who's still here with me? Wow, that Amazon is very impressive to the downside. Someone's saying something's happening on Rivian as well. Rivian 11.25. This is the price I bought Rivian at, actually. All right, guys, who's here? I got to go, man. My kid has a game up in Scotland. up, bro? Later on, so we got to make that move here. We are in downtown Toronto. It's about to get real cold real fast. One day of cold, then back to sunny times. What's up, Viral? He says howdy. Hey, Goliath, put your hand up. He's present, or she's present. What's up to Goliath? Right there, Sebastian. Thank you so much, man. There's only a couple goats around here. One of them's Brendan, and he's sitting right over there. What's up to Austin? The MVE is here. What's up? Crypto's here. Crypto cool. Update on Mara quickly. Yeah, let's call Mara up. You guys want it? We'll get, wow, Mara right now. Nice move on Mara, 32 and change. We'll have a live level right here on Mara. You guys want to watch it. It was just 32.50. Mara running. What's up to Dylan? What's up to Darren? I like that name. What's up, my guy? Yeah, hey, AVWAP, I like Snow at this level. You guys may be on to something. Shout out to you as well. Chuck of all trades, I like it, man. Thank you so much for the GOAT talk. I really love that. I've been pointing out this drop of Amazon. Sorry, Professor Love. There's nothing I can do. I'm on the air right now. Amazon, I don't know what's up with that, but that's a banger trade, man. Short that 174. We nailed that one for sure. C3AI, is that moving around? Again, look what I'm doing for everybody. Shout out to everybody. C3AI up to 33. A nice movement on C3AI. Banger trade on that one for anybody there. All right, C3AI earnings are out. Good one there. Shout out to Swizzle Sticks, Bears versus Bulls, my favorite moderator of all time. No matter where you are, make sure you're watching us every single day. It's at Trader TV Live. It's more Trader TV Live. It's the recap show. It's the podcast. It's the normal show. It's the lessons in the morning. We will get lesson of the day with Neil tomorrow as well, as he's back in the building. Wow, what a great day. Thank you so much for joining. I got to say thank you to a big shout out to my friend Chris Brecher from Simpler Trading. Go check him out. Thank you so much, and shout out to everybody. It's in the chat. I'm Shawn Catena. Go follow me on Instagram at Trader TV Shawn, and on Twitter and LinkedIn if you're lucky. We'll see you then.